This morning we will have a very interesting game at our hands. It will be a deciding match between Italy and the Netherlands. Currently the score is 4-4. And we have Matteo versus Donovan. This interesting mirror match where we have Juani Words of the Crossing versus Martell Words of the Crossing. Martell haven't been very famous or consistent with the Words of the Crossing agenda, but look like Donovan decided that they need a little bit more aggression. So from Donovan's list, first restricted card is Desert Trader. And other than that, I'm concerned about the WoW character base here, but maybe it's just enough. From a heavy events package where we see he calls Thinking, Viper's Eyes, Secret Schemes, and Judgment, Princess Pawns, and Vengeance of Valor. Princess Pawns fix the problem of the icon for the Martell and the strength needed to win the challenges. Other than that, we see a single copy of the Iron Throne, single copy of JC Drummond, 3 times Dawn, Milk, and Venomous Blade on the attachment side. We see a single Starfall, 2 copies of King's Landing, so looks like he would like to recycle the Drummond. But other than that, and maybe the River Gate. Reset of choice is Valor Morgulis. We see Retaliation. Openers at the gate, print down behest to Riddle, depending on what how he decides to go with it. And then on the Martell side, we see a little bit heavier character base, 10 more, and from events we see here Mirror that was freed from the restricted list. I never bet against my family, Treachery, and 2 copies of Superior Claim. There was no Superior Claim in Donovan's list yet, only 2 times Claim Treatment. Restricted card of choice is Great Hall. I assume that would be one of the standards for the manufacture. Castle Rocks for a third for additional interest challenge, and from character base we see Court Tywin, Tyrion, Sir Gregor, Jamie, and some here should be Cersei. Yep. So all the new, and we have a Regent's Guard to fight back the drawback of here Mirror. And look at the pod list. Like very fast quad deck with double heads on spikes and do carries in first now as resets. And then we have return on the field to mirror the opponent's reset play. And now let's like Donovan is in the game as well. Let's hope they allow spectators. Wrong language. About to say that I don't know the password, but here we go, and we are in the game. Okay. So now we are waiting just for the players to start the game. Dashboard for the chat, and we are done. Setup. Looks like Nico is arranging the logistics for the game, and as always we see quite a few spectators. Again, we have players that know each other for quite some time. We have a very friendly game. You're welcome, Alex. They're going into setups. Looks like everyone was happy with their hand. And we see from Donovan's side both setup for the Martell with Dorn, Rivergate, and House Dennis Court. For the one we see Casterly Rock, Freedom, Count, and this week one of the newer characters, Roder, the Pillage Guide with two icons. And we see first spot selected by Matteo. We see double at the gate. Looks like Donovan did not want to burn his Prince Doran behest early and just decided to go with the consistency. We see Great Hall and Rivergate chosen respectively. Don is fixing his settings for the games. Something that I noticed is a lot of players have turned even the claim the keywords optional within these games. We could have seen it in several matchups. So I expect that's more of the setting that Don was referring to, aside from triggering all the action windows for him. Looks like Matteo will be first. With a little bit of work, we'll be able to see a big charter. The King's Road will help in this regard. The best case scenario for Matteo here will be to, if he finds directly Cersei, and then being able to protect her with the additional inflict challenges. That's one of the fastest win conditions for the deck, because next turn he can go immediately into heads on spikes. A lot of spectators joining the game. We see a trigger of the King's Road. Great Hall. And we see Tywin, also with the bodyguard. For this plot, looks like Matteo will have all the icons and even some in reserve for the defense. On Donovan's side, something that could help is a timely Darko, but he's learning only one of. So maybe that he will not be able to find it that easily. That will help him with all the aggression that can come out from the money crossing deck. Desert Trader also will kinda help fix the icon problems, the matchup. The archivist. This guy makes appearance in all the current decks, and I don't think it's just because people are afraid of pillage and being mute. Indirect challenge with, I cannot pronounce his name, Chiswick. You trigger to draw a card. Unfortunately, the card that he discarded was Shay, so that's great. And we see a pillage in the Summer's Port. And Donovan used Vengeance on the Internet Challenge to hit Grandmaster Matteo. The power challenge. And I wonder if we'll see his Viper's Eyes here. This is one of the challenges that always scary to use immediately. Either Phantom Donovan already. So as I was saying, power challenges versus Matteo in the early rounds could be very devastating, either the military ones. Although now that with Desert Trader, there is almost no positive to gain from the military. But like Jamie was removed from the hand. Now we see military challenge count. Attack, which I assume will be opposed by the Desert Trader. The crossing and account going back to hand. And another his Viper's Eyes. Maybe no. Here we see Desert Trader okay. So this will stop the maybe Tywin from doing a challenge. The next intrigue we'll see. Looks like he decided to go with the intrigue regardless, and we'll see the return of the Desert Trader. There is no GoT at Matteo's side for the intrigue. And also he's not running Iron Bank, so shenanigans. Another Dorm trigger. And looks like doing what I can to take for Desert Trader. I would assume intrigue. Yep. So with the though that will propel the power of Matteo quite a lot. Did he choose not to take Renown? The Desert Trader didn't give power. only one power from Tywin. The power challenge from Donovan. One. Oh, looks like he took the power from the one for merchant and the Tywin. Now that makes sense. Didn't see it. Maybe I should read better the prompts. Now there is benefit here to go with the military because Don is running march, so and that will leave the Matteo only with Tywin on the board. But we know that there is a hunting hand, so he will not be in that of vulnerable position. Although, and with the march, I'm not sure he would like to march the archivist and trigger it at the same time. Just because I wouldn't want to return most of these cards back to the deck, especially Jamie. Although there are 3 of Jamie, Cersei, Tywin, and Tyrion in the deck. Eight user. Insane. There were days where you could run some reserve choke, but with the current pods that we see constantly playing, it's almost futile. And the game is tied after the first round, and both players in a very good position. You see heads on spikes into Prince Donovan behest. So, and I think this will be readout. Maybe. I would expect to be readout here. Then you see various readout. Theo hits a Dornish Fiefdom, and Donovan hits never bet against my family. So both miss on the power. The Water Gardens, Fiefdoms. Here. First negative attachment, milk. Interesting enough that Donovan is not running the icon attachments, and not with the idea to stall the opponent, but to push his challenges, because his deck is depending more or less on the chuts. But that's the power of the Martell chuts. Maybe Alex in chat can tell us if it's worth it or not to run them in a crossing deck, as he is another Martell loyalist. We see a second Desert Raider. Another one is Port Merchant. Like there will be another big character coming into play. You see Cersei. Will there be a dupe? And we have Sir Pounce on Chiswick, so he will not new for the entry challenge. A very painful turn for Donovan. Depending on the outcome of the turn, I won't be surprised to see a power next turn. Although that could be matched with return to the fields. Still there will be maybe quite some power on Cersei that needs to be taken care of. I won't be surprised to see here the challenger to go military to be the last and fourth challenge, so the Daily Trader don't get in the way. It looks like Don passed all his challenges. He'll try to pull what he can and just slow down the money player here. And we see Matteo starting with probably the double intrigue and then the power challenge, although he has more than enough time to put all the challenges through, with Cersei and Tywin on the board. Interesting enough, Donovan saved for gold. So maybe there are some shenanigans to his mind. The secret skin plate. Draw a few cards. Princess Crown plate. So this way Donovan is trying to cover all the icons and be able to pull all the challenges. Don't trigger. This will trigger discarding another engine card, and you see Princess Crown return end. AGoT and Larian discarded. Flame and Pillage. Interesting enough, Don is playing the box AGoT from Box, want the name, and then Ariane got pillaged. Second with intrigue challenge again triggering Chiswick. The German and Venomous Blade. Back my restricted card. Fortunately for Dom, this chat here managed to get his hands on most of the cards by village. All three cards that he hit are very impactful. Viper's Eyes. Removing the hound. And mentioned military power challenge. Another trigger. Who said Lannister don't have draw? Look at this guy go. He drew like 4 cards this turn. Unfortunately, he hit Marcelo, but although I don't think the one will be always in a position where he'll have more cards than the Martell player, considering Dorn is on the board. And we see 8 to 2, and from this point forward, Matteo is in a closing distance if the board is left the way it is. Donovan's not picked his plot, so maybe let's see the options that he has. War Morgulis, Exchange, March Retaliation. Although if he lets Matteo go for it, it will be definitely a problem with the retaliation. So we really see the War Morgulis into return, and Matteo is to be first. He sacrificed all 3 of the characters. Aside from Tywin. Right now the desert traders are both in the dead pile. So after a single challenge, the rest will be controlled very efficiently. And Donovan will be able to retaliate with those. The card in shadow. It's a breath of fresh air to see a Lannister and no shadow deck. All the other games that we've covered past these 2 weeks will be always one in shadow, one in shadow, one in shadow. Being either Kingdom of Shadow or House with the Red Door. Another Great Hall. Jamie hitting the board. Looks like the Matteo will continue with the aggressive approach. Turnish freedom for Don. And we see Starfowl finally hitting the board. And Custom. Custom, is that your Custom? Looks like from this point forward, Don will be able to stabilize a little bit. Let's see how the challenges will go from here. He still has to go at his disposal, but I do expect to see them used on Princess Plants and the Desert Traders. Isle of Ravens. I wonder if we'll see a military challenge done here at all to begin with, because that could backfire and then lead into a march. So maybe Matteo will hold off here, although not very likely. Donovan has all the utilities to disincentivize any aggression here. Like Don is how to approach the challenges. I will not be surprised to see the power icon removed from merchant, so he doesn't get in the way, and we will have only 3 characters in the challenges for the custom to trigger on. But then again, possible to be given for claim. Like Donovan will make out how to approach here. There are quite many possibilities. It looks like he passed the and Matteo is going immediately with the power challenge. We see Eye of Raven trigger to return his Viper dice to the deck. I'm curious if we'll see Darwin or Jamie return to the hand. With this approach, I won't be surprised to see Starfall removing Jamie's icon, but in Shadows I'm pretty sure they are the Crown Regents that return a 4 or higher non-ally character at the end. So there will you see Birdman ambush, also that was an option. You win by 5 and superior claim, maybe. But if there was superior claim, unless he drew it this turn, it would have been removed by that Viper dice faster. We see a Dawn trigger. There's a trader hitting the board and moving power icon, and the other one. Like undecided trader. This is start full trigger. Remove the intrigue icon from Jamie. So this will prevent the the crossing challenge. But this doesn't change the fact that we see Jamie already. A very fast deck. We see military challenge, I assume with the Birdman, looks like gaming. Followed by the Desert Raider. Do we see Vengeance? First with Viper's Eyes, then going into Vengeance, I assume. Be a best case scenario. There is one in the discard pile and he's running 2 copies of it. There is another Bondman removed. And we see Vengeance. And we see that the Gaston was not used here. With this, we have first Snow of Winter and Bavardo carries. You win or you die from Matteo, or another head from Spikes. And for Dome, which is a pot ahead, we have March, Exchange, and Retaliation. Also, for the next turn, Matteo could easily go into the you win or you die turn. And for Dom, I'm not exactly sure what the options are here, or how he would like to proceed. Maybe Retaliation. March doesn't help him currently. And thanks to the Birdman, he wasn't able to set up a good March. Although he had the Vengeance and all the other tools. Not immediately popped in my head. And Dominance goes to Teo, 11 power. So now that there are no resets at the Dom's arsenal of pots, I assume I would probably go heads here. The only pot that base the initiative is March, and I don't expect much here from Zone. Maybe exchange information to find more resources. See you win or you die into retaliation. I'm curious why Matteo decided to go with you win or you die. I would say that Heads is a little bit has a better chance to close out the game, because it would have put him at 13 power. And then he is very flexible in all the challenges that he can do. As he will not be aiming to do all of them. Now his only goal is to make sure that we push the power challenge through. But you managed to find another character. Yes. Use. Hunters on Ugurn with pounds. Sir Pound, the bravest knights of all. So we still have two vengeances in the discard house. No one hasn't decided what to use the Hour of Ravens on. Unfortunately, in the Martell there are not that many big characters that can end the current bot. Okay, so one is right that he is put in a very difficult. We see Nymeria. We see Bambi joining the cheerleading squad. Master AGoT. So looks like there will be some more icon control. but there is a one goat at Matteo's side, so there is probably a treachery left. The water gardens for the venomous blade. Memoria, and we'll probably kill the merchant. Yep. That's one power of the bolt. And go into challenges. Unfortunately for Martell, their shadow character help. They discard of another shadow card, so they are not very useful in this decor matchup. And with all the jumping from one in, their region guards fit right into place. And they have a good icon spread, although not the one that Lannister needs. I would expect that we are in the action phases here. Wondering how with all his triggers. There is one more desert trader at his disposal. But let's not forget that we will accelerate our gain as much. Fortunately, there isn't a clear path for Donovan here. And with the assumed treachery in hand, this could be very troublesome. So maybe, but then there are quite a few triggers that to be carefully chosen what to cancel and what not. You started with Intrigue Challenge with Guntor. Kneeling. Go to posing. Guntor trigger forcing the mountain past our daughter from the field. Dawn trigger. and gas can then use the advancement. Unfortunately, it's ambush 4 and not 3. But there will be one more inter challenge for sure. So we'll see the economy add up from Tyrion. We see the removal of a power challenge with what? Power icon from Tywin, and I assume either Starfall or Nymeria to remove the power icon from Tyrion. Didn't see trigger of the Desert Raider. During this challenge. We see Starfall triggering. I assume to remove the power icon from Tyrion. Interesting choice there. I would have thought that the power icon would be a priority for me. Looks like there is no treachery at this point, so see here mirror used, and we will either see the Gunter. Oh, timely hand judgment from Donovan. There will be no return of Gunter. Now Matteo is left only with the military challenge. We see into Tywin triggering Tyrion. This will be unopposed, presumably. We don't know not defending the challenge. And now I wonder if we'll see the second Desert Trader removing the military icon from Jamie. That would allow a military on the backswing. Although Gunther could be ambushed for the, but he's only 3 strength, so a military challenge with Ubara. I was hoping to be Ubewa. Looks like that was not the case. The printing one is done. I don't decide to let the military challenge go through. I would have considered not doing that. Sure. Because Now I will he close the crossing challenge. I would have been interested in having the two data traders on the board. And Jamie, without the icon, you could do a military with 2 claim and then march the last big character. Maybe there is count in the hand, but there is one discarded, we cannot be sure. We only know that Gunter is in the hand and he is 3 strength. We see the raider was given for renown, for claim, and Jamie gaining renown. The Regent Guard returning. Oh, looks like they were just brought out of shadow without the effect. Then we see a power challenge from Maria. Okay, in both ways, both ways, with the Regent Guard in shadow and Gunter in hand, they could have both came out, returning some of the characters to hand, but I think there was still benefit to be gained with that point of view. Although I may be missing something, but at this point I won't be surprised. There are a lot of moving parts in this matchup. Unfortunately for Donovan, both King's Landings are discarded, so he will not be able to remarshal Gaston Grey every turn. Let's see, I have Raven's trigger. Return maybe Gaston. Serious games. Okay. Looks like Dom will be looking for more fuel. So next turn he has either march or exchange of information at his disposal. I expect that he'll go with the exchange. And for Matteo we have first snow or Valardo Harris, so he'll be definitely on the first snow. Here, so we will see first snow versus exchange. Another trigger of 5 of Ravens. Goes King running into the deck. So if he manages to top deck the what else was and so double Sir Pounce. We see heads. Heads, I forgot about the second. Headroom spikes hits Milk of the Poppy, which is good news for Dawn and bad news at the same time. That Milk would have been very useful, but then again it's not a character, so he gets a little bit of breathing room. let's see what he will get. Ubeo is not a card that I would like to give the Iron Throne. So Iron Throne is the only location, so maybe he'll get that. Old Billbone, Iron Throne, and Ken. Decided who will be first. I assume Don will be first here. Theo. Okay, yeah, Theo decided to go for Procedure for Castle Rock and for gold saved. There are not many of the... Wow, immediately drew it. Okay, so we see King's Wadding, Gaston Grey, Makeup, and Old Billy Bone, Marshall Shadow. Unfortunately for Don, Matteo has priority, so if the last hand is you win or you die, the last card, to be able to use it beforehand. But the hand judgment will get in that way as well, aside Billy Bone. In this marshalling, it seems that Donovan didn't have any characters, and let's hope he drew into something other than Bill. We are directly into the challenges phase. I do hope they didn't set the timer for just an hour. So that's what it currently looks like to me. Because the game will be finished automatically and they have 1.5 hours at their disposal. And we have another complicated challenges phase for Donovan. We see something note. Card draw. Oh, this is the core set. I don't know. I was with the impression Donovan is running the new one. The difference in the image is just that the throne is from the other direction. It's easy to get them confused. We see Starfall used to remove Tyrion's power icon. Still not treachery for the one player. I would expect Nimeria to remove one more. No. So mid challenges. Fortunately, one of the copies of Princess Pons not in Don's hand. So he has another one to oppose the power challenge. And then probably strip this military icon from Jamie. Stop the renown. Or challenge. So you see Princess Pons with the hand. Matteo is up to 14. Do we see trigger of Gaston now? Oh, so actually he missed the opportunity. So initiative challenge with Tyrion, stay out of the area. Be on the post. Like don't realize that he misclicked. Like don't misclick. As long as he didn't click pass through the duration of defenders. Okay, so we're good here. And the beer training in the castle started earlier, but that is something common. And you see Princess Pawn discarded again. Or plate. Maybe plate. Okay, we are not in the resolution, so I assume the Princess Pawn was played to give strength to... Yep. Nymeria. Starfall was used on a power icon somewhere, I assume. Yeah, on Tyrion. You see trigger of Donovan. Looks like the game is not over. But Donovan is a very tough situation. We see Ubeo hit at random, so this will give some power back to Dom. Reading room. This character is such a nuisance. And we see the Mary stealing the Intric icon from Queen's Regiment. Fortunately, I think this will be the third challenge, even if Jamie goes into the challenge. So Don is forced to defend it, and that will stop him from removing the power from Jamie with Gas and Grey. So now the options for Matteo will either do challenge the Intric challenge with Jamie, and we'll see it being composed by Nymeria. Okay, looks like he's going for the military. Now the challenge will be opposed for sure. Again, Don cannot let this challenge go unopposed. But looks like Matteo wants to win with the dominance. No, he will be too power behind because Jamie will be returned to the custom. So, ooh. This is still not over. Matteo decided not to challenges. Final plot for Dawn will be March, and now we are going into reset territory for Matteo. Damn to Bella. Managed to save one more turn. Done. With this they will not be able to survive the continue trading beers like that. We see Secret Scheme plate. Draw 5 cards. So we see first now into March. So if Donovan survives this turn as well by some miracle, next turn Matteo will have to power the Harris himself. Don't believe on March with the Legion's Guard. Some Duke going down. We see Marcelo joining the fray, and fortunately there is no king character. Be able to pose few challenges. Several challenges. The Rivergate Marshal and Regal safe for Dom. He calls it thinking. Great Hall. Matteo is gold. And you see a second, probably thinking, right? And Matteo finishes marshalling with this. Looks like he didn't have the with the second cancel. We wouldn't have seen the or the ability to marshal any character. Most of the small characters for the deck are already in the discard pile, being Paiseo, Sewa. Most of those are one-ups. Although I would consider Marcel being more than one. Let's see how the challenges go here. I would expect Starfall to remove the power icon from Fiorino immediately. And immediately taking the other power icon. This leaves just a single one post challenge will do the trick here. Do we know if there is princess pawns in Don's hand? Currently we see one in the discard pile, so I don't recall if there are more in the deck than one. But definitely the icon from Fiorino should be moved one way or another. So we see the power icon removed area. Donovan doing a power challenge. And Matteo defended the challenge. We see trigger Dawn, and then we see a trigger of Princess Pawns. So this will give the missing icon to the character that needs it. We see Starfall trigger to remove intrigue or military icon now. Or consider removing the intrigue icon from Tyrion. Because we know that there won't be any triggers of Desert Raider at this point of the game, when Matteo is at 14. Looks like Tyrion will be standing for dominance. An intrigue challenge with Sewa. Unfolds from Matteo. Gaining is gold for Fiorino. The treachery discount. I wonder why Matteo didn't play treachery at any point. Maybe he was aiming for the Gast and Grey, but at this point I would just pass my challenges and take dominance. Yep. And that's the game. Well played both of you, although I would say that Matteo had a better start. Yep. Well, congratulating the game. So I think with this Italy wins the matchup. I'm not exactly sure because there is one game that is not where was the match? There is one game that's not ported, so I don't know the outcome of this game. If with this it will be 4-4. We'll see a very close matchup between both countries. With this, thank you all for watching and see you in the next game. Bye bye.